all these other thousands of cryptocurrencies are going to make Bitcoin worthless. That's a statement I hear all the time. But in this video, I'm going to explain why Bitcoin can't be copied. I'm going to tell you what gives Bitcoin its value that others are missing. And at the end, I'm going to give you a couple of things we're watching that's going to guarantee its dominance. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, my name is Mark Moss. I like to talk about business, investing, and success. I mostly talk about investing. I believe it's the most important thing. It's the only way to get ahead in life. Live on less than you earn, save, invest. So you can make money when you sleep, right? Make your money, make money. I recently just did a video titled How Bitcoin Goes to $100,000. I'm going to put the link up above, and it took off. It got a lot of views. It got a lot of comments. And there was a couple comments that I saw over and over, not questions, more like statements. And so one of the things I kept hearing over and over was, all these other thousands of cryptocurrencies are going to make Bitcoin worthless. And I addressed some of those comments, but I thought, you know what, let me make a video because it's more than I can put in just a little bit of comment. Now, there was a few other ones that I hear all the time, such as, what about futures? Are the futures going to manipulate the price? Are they going to keep the price down? What about the government banning it? And I hear those questions all the time too, and I might make a few more videos on those topics if you guys want. So if you do want those extra videos, leave me comments down below and let me know, and I'll go ahead and make those videos for you. Also, of course, right now is a perfect time. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click on the subscribe. Make sure you turn on the bell as well so you get all the notifications. Now, from the beginning, man has always wanted to create money. It's always wanted to create money. Since the beginning of time, man's tried to create money. In the 18th century, we had the famous story of the African beads, the cowrie beads, and how the Europeans came and they went and made more of them and came back and basically stole all the wealth. We have stories in the of alchemy, where basically alchemists thought they could turn metal into gold. We have, of course, governments all around the world that have been creating fake fiat paper currencies, basically creating money out of nothing, right? And today, with almost 5,000 cryptocurrencies, they're all trying to copy Bitcoin. Now, of course, Bitcoin was created back in 2009, and since that time in 2009, it's grown from a value of 0 to a value of $130 billion. As a matter of fact, it's been the best investment in the last 10 years. It's been the best investment over the last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, even in the last year, it's been the best investment. So, of course, man wants to recreate it, right? Alchemy. I mean, like I said, since the Middle Ages, the Renaissance days, really, they believed that they could turn ordinary metals into gold with like a magical power. And so they try to do the same thing with cryptocurrencies. They try to turn ordinary metal into gold, or they try to turn ordinary cryptos into Bitcoin, right? So they try to improve it. They tell us, Bitcoin's too slow, so they make a faster one. They tell us that Bitcoin's not scalable, so they make a more scalable one. They tell us that Bitcoin is not programmable, so they make a programmable one. Here's the thing. The market doesn't want improvements. The market doesn't want a faster Bitcoin. Market doesn't want a more scalable Bitcoin. Market wants the core features that made Bitcoin what it was. What are those core features that you're asking? Well, I'm glad you asked. They are open, borderless, permissionless, censorship resistant, immutable. Those are the core features that make Bitcoin valuable, and you cannot copy those. The thing is they are not from the code. I mean, it's written in the code, but really it's the network that provides all of that. Not the code, it's the network. And so you can make 1,000 copies of the code, and Bitcoin's open source. So it's easy to just copy it. We have forks and over and over and over, and everybody thinks that all those forks make Bitcoin worthless. But you can make 1,000 copies of the code and it's not going to weaken the network. The reason why it's not going to weaken the network is because the code is not the network. And so while everyone is out there looking for the next Bitcoin, when everyone's telling you that, this new cryptocurrency is going to be the next Bitcoin, why all these cryptocurrencies weaken Bitcoin, I got bad news for you. There is no new Bitcoin. There is no new Bitcoin, and I'm going to tell you why. So Bitcoin was created at a perfect time. It happened at a perfect moment in time. Some people liken it to what they call the Immaculate Conception. And basically what that means, it was created by some pseudo-anonymous guy, Satoshi Nakamoto, who knows who it is. It was created at the perfect time, the perfect place, by some miraculous way, and some guy that disappeared. And so, at the end of the day, really, Bitcoin was created as a response to solve a specific set of problems, right? That was the perfect time, the perfect place. Bitcoin was created as a perfect response to the set of problems that, like inflation, financial censorship, seniorage, financial exclusion, permission, all these things, right? So there was this need in the market. There was an opening in the market right at that time. And Bitcoin was created perfectly to fill that. And the thing is, it's kind of like we see in the world, in biology or evolution or whatever you want to call it. And we have like a species, and whether it's a new bacteria or a new species, maybe an animal is transported to a new continent, and this new species finds this new environment. And maybe it's really rich in food and whatever. And so this new species can dominate. They can immediately flourish. They can take over that space, and then they close off that environment, right? They've completely consumed it. They've completely filled it up. And so then let's say that another species comes along that's similar, and maybe this new species is slightly better, right? But just because it's slightly better doesn't mean it's going to take over. As a matter of fact, it's going to fail. And the part of the problem is that there's only a few of them, right? So you have this new species that's taken over. Maybe there's millions of them there, and this new one that's slightly better, but there's only 5 of them or 10 of them, whatever, and there's no way they're going to be able to beat out that other species. And Bitcoin was very similar in that Bitcoin found a unique environment, right? The unique environment was, like I said, there was a need in the market for those things. There was a need in the market for a non-government money, a money that could be spread globally, a money that would be uncensorable, unstoppable, borderless, decentralized, like in a pure digital form, right? The internet had come and we were lacking the internet of money, the pure digital money. And now that application for digital money, uncensorable, etc., it's taken. It's already filled up that environment. And so they can come along with a slightly better Bitcoin, but no one's going to care, right? No one's going to care. And the reason why is because that environment is closed. That position, that gap has already been closed. The developers have already been taken. The financial markets, the financial products have already been built. And so, yeah, there may be a new coin that comes along. The new coin might have won if it started at the same time, but it started later, right? It didn't start at the same time, but it started later in an already closed off environment. Now, like I said, all the exchanges out there today, they all have Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the reserve currency of the entire cryptocurrency world. Every single cryptocurrency is priced in Bitcoin. It has massive global liquidity. You have thousands of wallets and ATMs all around the world. You have all these financial products, Wall Street, Fidelity, TD Ameritrade. They've all built on top of Bitcoin. So they've already taken the environment. So how does a new copy of Bitcoin that's a little bit better usurp that? How does that happen? Well, it doesn't, right? How much does a new thing have to differentiate itself? Well, the truth is, like I said, it has to be different enough. It has to actually be different enough that it's not the same at all. It has to be able to be so different that it can find its own niche, a completely different niche, a new space, right? A new space where Bitcoin doesn't already dominate. But even if it found that, there's even a bigger problem: security. If you want to start a new, open, secure, immutable cryptocurrency, it has to have security, right? It has to be able to protect itself. Small networks are super easy to attack, right? We've seen this many times over and over and over on some of these smaller cryptocurrencies where they've been attacked, like a 51% attack. And all you have to do is just rent some hash power. You can go one of these networks and just pay to rent a bunch of hash power, and then you can attack the network for profit. You can do a 51% attack, and you can double spend and create money. And when the price of the cryptocurrencies have come down, like we saw in 2018, those attacks started happening more and more often because, like I said, it was very easy. It was cheap. It was cheap for me to rent that hash power and attack it. And so the larger a network gets, the more it can withstand those attacks, right? Only not large networks can really withstand those attacks, because at that point, it costs too much money. And not only does it cost so much money to get the hash power to go against it, but there's going to be other participants in the market that are going to try to defend it. And so not only is it the cost to do the 51% attack, but it's also the cost it's going to take to defeat the people that are defending it. And the thing was with Bitcoin is that when it first started in 2009, it was left alone. Nobody even knew about it. Nobody cared about it. There was only a few people that even knew about it. And so it could grow. And it could start to grow slowly, and it could grow strong all on its own, right? Word of mouth, and more people started mining it, and then nodes started going. And as it started to grow, nobody really cared about it. But finally, it was able to grow for long enough to be able to be strong enough to basically be released into the wild. And today, Bitcoin is so big, it can withstand any attack, right? It's strong enough to stand on its own. But if there was any new coin started today that was promising to be the next big thing, well, it'd be attacked. Right off the bat, it would be instantly attacked. It'd be too easy. It'd be way too easy to attack that coin, double spend on it, and it would ruin it, right? And so that new coin would never have a chance to achieve full decentralization. And this is why no other digital currency is ever going to achieve the minimum level of decentralization or censorship resistance that's required. Does that make sense? That's why Bitcoin can't be copied. It's not the code. Yeah, make 1,000 copies of the code, but it's not going to take the network. It's not going to take the decentralization. It's not going to take the security, and you can't copy that. You can't clone that. Does that make sense? If you like this video, give me a thumbs up on the video. If you don't like the video, give me a thumbs down. I know not everybody believes in Bitcoin like I do, and that's okay. You don't have to be wrong or right? We don't, there's no guarantee. I don't know if Bitcoin's going to be around for a year. Bitcoin could be $1 million next year. Bitcoin could be zero next year. I don't know the answer to that. A lot of people want to tell me that gold's better. Gold's been around for 5,000 years. Yes. Does it have to be either or? What if it's a little bit right? I mean, so in the famous words of Satoshi Nakamoto, he said, maybe it makes sense just to get a little bit in case it catches on. And so I'll leave you with that. Give me a thumbs up on the video if you like it. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think. Can Bitcoin be copied? If you have any questions, of course. And that's it. To your success. I'm out.